Hello everybody and welcome back to another brand new YouTube video on my channel. Today we are going to be doing the Minecraft tier list because we're going to be jumping onto this bandwagon that everybody else is jumping onto. This is the tier list. It goes S class to Z class, not Z because I'm not in England. And today we are going to be doing all the best PvP items in 1.14 for this tier list. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy this video and stick around. Now, first off, we're going to be doing the primary weapons. So, the primary defense weapons we have are the trident, the bow, the crossbow, the axe, the diamond sword, the shield, the arrow, and of course all the special tip arrows. I just use jump boost as the main one. So, we have all these classes, and for the trident, I mean, you can throw it, and if you enchant it, it can be pretty good. I'm going to say for defense, pretty much because of how much damage it can deal, I'm going to put that as a B class. So, Trident is officially the B class. Now we have the bow. The bow is actually really useful. It has a bunch of cool enchants. I would definitely put the bow up here in A class. A class is definitely, depending on how you enchant it, it could be a really good weapon for like defensive long range. The crossbow. Now the crossbow is new in 1.14. I wouldn't put it in S class, and I definitely wouldn't put it with the bow. The trident, maybe. I would probably put it with the trident, but below it. So, oops, and I accidentally broke that. So I'll put the crossbow down there, and yeah. Moving on to the next thing, we have the diamond axe. The diamond axe, it can get all of the enchantments of a sword onto it, and it can actually deal more damage than a sword, so I would actually put it into S class. I would put the axe into S class just because it does more damage than the sword. Then now we are moving on to the diamond sword. The diamond sword is actually pretty good. At first you don't want to have a diamond axe unless you have all the enchanted books ready, but I would say the diamond sword goes into A class. Next up we have the shield. The shield is actually a pretty useful thing. It defends everything. It reflects everything. So everything gets reflected no matter what it is, explosions or whatever, so that is definitely God S class. Tipped arrows. Tipped arrows, actually, I've never really used that often. Tipped arrows are actually kind of annoying to make, so E class. Regular arrows, I'll put them in C class because they're arrows and they have a use, but they're not as good as the bow. But even though they're used with the bow, I mean, they're just arrows. You can't really use them for much else than what they're supposed to be used for. Now, moving on to secondary defense weapons, which are these three right here: the fishing rod, the snowball, and of course the flint and steel. Now, secondary defense, these are things that you do in, like, let's say Sky Wars to, like, knock people off, or to, with the fishing rod, you would pull them in closer, and with the flint and steel, just to annoy the crap out of people, or just catch them on fire, because, you know, that's always fun. So, for the snowball, I would say this is definitely very useful in Sky Wars and most other maps, because it knocks people back. It doesn't damage them, but it does not, well, actually, hold on. We can actually just, I'll put it in B class, because B class sounds more appropriate for the snowball. The snowball doesn't do damage, but it does that. Now, moving on into the flint and steel. The flint and steel does damage, annoys the crap out of people, and, but has a very low durability. So that's going to knock it down. I was going to put it in A class, but I'm probably just going to put it in either B or C. It's probably not, it's not long range, so yeah, probably C class. So it's not as useful in Sky Wars or Bed Wars or whatever you use it in, but it is still an item that you use in PvP. Now, moving on to the fishing rod. The fishing rod is actually somewhat useful, mostly useful on PC. On Pocket Edition with touch controls, you can't really use it that well, but I'm doing this tier list for everything. This is my opinion, but in my opinion, I feel as this fishing rod can be a solid C class as well. Below the arrow and everything, it's not the most useful thing in the world. You can't really enchant it to do damage or do anything like that. That's all the secondary weapons on the tier list. Now let's move on to the next category. Okay, for the next category, we have all the positive effects you can put onto yourself. So we have the Totem of Undying, Strength Potion, Healing, Swiftness, and Turtle Master. So, starting off with the Totem of Undying, if you ever get this, like, you have a second chance at life. That is definitely a S-class feature right there. S-class. Now, moving on to Strength. Strength is actually really useful in PvP because you do more damage, but I don't think there is really a downside to the Strength Potion. So, I think we're going to leave this at an A class. A class is actually pretty good for this. Moving on to Healing, Instant Health. You don't really see these that often in PvP, but they are very useful. But the rarity of them makes it harder to get. So, between A and B, I probably put it up there with A again. Up there with Strength. Strength's actually really good. But Strength's better though. Strength's better than Healing. Okay, I'm gonna put it in B. B class. Okay. Moving on to Swiftness. Swiftness helps you get away from your enemies, but it's really not the most useful potion in a PvP fight, because especially if you're trying to fight the opponent. But then again, if you're trying to fight the opponent and you want to get away from them, it helps you, it helps you confuse them, I guess, if you have a high enough strength of it. But for me, it's a C class because I hate how disorienting Swiftness can be, like how quick you go sometimes. I know that's what the purpose of the potion is, but that's just my opinion. Now, last but not least, the Potion of the Turtle Master gives you Resistance 6, or Resistance 4, sometimes Resistance 5, depending on the level. I really hate this one. I'm going to put it on Z. I really don't like the Turtle Master Potion. It is like, look, this is what the Turtle Master Potion does to you. Zooms you in. Like, how are you supposed to fight? Like, well, actually, you could jump around, but, you know, I would not want to be in a PvP fight like this at all. It is not useful. So, yeah, guys, let's move on to the next category. And last but not least, guys, we have the negative effect category. This is stuff you would throw onto your enemies in a battle game or whatever you're playing on in PvP. These are the final 4 things on this tier list that I'm going to list off, and then we'll go over the whole tier list and we'll end off the video there. So, on this list we have harming, or instant damage, weakness, poison, and slowness. So, let's start off with harming. In harming, if you have enough of them, you can pretty much just kill your enemy with these, but if you don't have enough, they're kind of not the most useful thing in the world. They can be kind of annoying because you can get yourself in them. So I'm going to put this in B class. Next up, we have the Weakness Potion. Weakness is actually pretty cool, especially if your opponent is actually super overpowered. If you have a Weakness 2 potion, you can probably, like, really bring down whatever effects or stats they have up against you, so it really evens out the playing field. I would say this is a easy A class because weakness is actually better than anything else. Next up, we have Poison. Poison actually slowly kills your enemy, which is not as effective, especially in quick PvP matches. You wouldn't want to slowly kill your enemy. You want them to die as quick as possible, so instant damage really overdoes it on that one. So I would definitely put this on E class for usefulness. That really sucks. Next up, we have Slowness. Slowness actually, if you're trying to get away from your enemy, it's useful, but again, battle arenas where you're trying to, like, actually fight your opponent, it actually might help a little bit because, you know, y'all are both running around. If he's slower than you, you could probably hit him better, like, because he's not moving around as much. But I'm just gonna put it on C because that's how I feel about it. So guys, this is the tier classes for all of the items I listed today. I'm going to be going over them right now. Okay, in S class we have the Diamond Axe, the Shield, and the Totem of Undying. The Totem of Undying is so overpowered. In A class we have the Bow, the Sword, I forgot what this was, the potion of healing and the potion of weakness, I'm guessing. In B class, we have trident, snowball, crossbow, potion regeneration, I'm guessing, and the instant damage. In C class, we have the arrow, flint and steel, potion of weakness, we have the fishing rod, and the potion of swiftness. In E class, we have the tipped arrows and the poison potion. In Z class, we have the turtle master potion. Now guys, y'all don't always have to agree with everything I do in this video. I know this is very controversial, but this is just my tier listings of all the PvP items. If you want, you can make your own videos on them. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. And until next time, tier list, chicken nuggets, applesauce, and I really like the moon.